There's a battle that goes on between what we do and how we are recognized for it. Let's have ourselves a pocket sized pep talk because the result can create some significant casualties. You'll see what I mean in this podcast.
A Pocket Sized Pep Talk, the podcast that can help energize your business and your life with a quick, inspiring message. Now, here's your host, Rob Jollis.
When I was a trainer for Xerox, I took pride in my performance in the classroom. After all, that's what I was paid to do. Every class ended with an evaluation form completed by the students, and those evaluations were strong. I was immensely proud of my high standing within the training professionals at Xerox. During my entire training career, I never received any formal recognition, not even once. To be a trainer at Xerox meant you were a high performer in the field, and that meant every trainer possessed a competitive fire in their bellies. Never expected recognition from my peers, and quite frankly, I rarely received it. My confusion centered on management's reaction to my success. The silence was deafening, and that made me angry. Why wouldn't management want to celebrate my accomplishments? There are a handful of concerns, but let's look at three. One, there is concern from management that what feels like pride from an individual might be perceived as pompous by others. Two, there's a concern from management that formal recognition of any individual in the training area might be viewed as a guarantee of a raise when performance reviews are done. Three, there's concern from management that celebrating an individual's performance in front of the rest of their team might be perceived as favoritism and demotivate the team. Unfortunately, these fears are more myths than real concerns. Let's tackle them again. One, there's concern from management that what feels like pride from an individual might be perceived as pompous by others. Myth. Much like an athlete who's been in the end zone before, individuals who work to accomplish great things typically maintain a low profile. Two, there's concern from management that formal recognition of an individual in the training area might be viewed as a guarantee of a raise when performance reviews are done. Myth. I consider it unconscionable that most managers have never been taught how to give recognition. One of the key principles of recognition is to be as specific as possible. That makes the person you're recognizing feel the remarks are genuine and protects the manager during a performance review if other performance criteria are not being met. Three, there's concern from management that celebrating an individual's performance in front of the rest of their team might be perceived as favoritism and demotivate the team. Well, actually, they're right there. Ironically, most high performers would prefer not to be recognized in public, but rather in private. Bottom line is this: it's about time we stop demotivating top performers with various concerns that are actually more myth than reality. It's okay to recognize our top performers, and if we don't, they'll leave. I'm an example of that same phenomena. I loved working for Xerox. Thought I was going to be working there for my entire life. I left Xerox 30 years ago, and I left because I grew tired of waiting for management to recognize my performance. I was not going to wait any longer for them to move past the myths that skewed their perceptions. I became a casualty of performance and recognition, and I'm not alone. Fact, in a poll conducted by Zenger Miller, who's found that over 86% of individuals who terminate from a job do so because they feel a lack of recognition for their performance. So why don't people offer recognition more often? They simply don't know how. You know what? Let's fix that in 3 easy steps. 1, describe in detail the performance you're recognizing and why it deserves recognition. The purpose of this first step is to establish the credibility of your recognition. The person you're recognizing realizes you're not overpraising or flattering him or her because you're describing a specific act or acts with accompanying results. This also provides protection from an employee who might bring this up 6 months later at the performance review or appraisal saying, I don't get it. 6 months ago, you said I was doing great. Where's my big raise? If the recognition is described in detail, your response will be, I don't believe I said you were doing great. What I said was, you did a great job getting out that quarterly bulletin. As you know, there are many other aspects of your job that go into your performance review. Okay, 2. Give recognition by expressing your personal appreciation. Personal appreciation fulfills the basic human need for recognition. This also lets the person know you're sincere in your words, and those words are your own. Keep in mind that expressing your personal appreciation as you give recognition does not require outstanding performance. I hope that one of your objectives is to increase morale and levels of performance among those who typically don't receive much positive feedback. They're the ones who aren't extremely competent, but they are also not extremely incompetent. They're the forgotten group, as I often call them, typically made up of the majority of the team you're working with. Your personal appreciation and recognition can help to motivate those in the forgotten group to be more effective. You can inspire each person to excel as an individual and also inspire them to work to help the team as a whole. 3. Offer your help in making the employee's work effective, rewarding, and challenging. Many employees fall into a routine. They do their jobs by habit without thinking of ways they could work more effectively or make the job more rewarding. This is a wonderful time to offer your help in making the employee's work effective and rewarding. By giving recognition, you've created enthusiasm for that particular employee towards their work. Now, try and guide the employee towards using that enthusiasm to approach his or her job in a more creative way. Once again, this lets the person you're recognizing know of your sincerity. It may also open up a reserved person and provide valuable insight as to how to motivate this person even more. Please make sure you don't undercut this recognition with words like but or if. For example, you did a great job filling in for Tom when he had the flu, Jim. If you could channel that level of effort to other aspects of your job, you could go to the top. What a sad way to demotivate an individual you attempted to inspire. As a manager, a parent, a coach, or even as a friend, please remember how important this simple act of recognition can be. A true act of recognition is also an act of kindness. It can mean a great deal to many people. If you do make a concerted effort to give more recognition to those around you, I'm confident you'll be doing more than just fulfilling a basic human need all of us crave. You'll also be taking a big step in helping many to soar higher than they ever thought possible.
Thanks so much for listening. If you enjoyed today's show, please rate and recommend it on iTunes, Outcast, or wherever you get your podcasts. You can also get more information on this show and Rob at jollis.com.